Hi guys, welcome back to my vlog. As always, I hope this meets you in high spirits. My name is Harmundi and this is episode 12 of Howie's Musings. Remember that when I celebrated my wedding anniversary, I was supposed to muse about marriage, but things happened and I had to change my topic for episode 8. So on today's episode, I will be highlighting 10 misconceptions about marriage in no particular order and sharing my thoughts about them. Number 1, the concept of marriage came from religion. While many of us might think this is true, it is worthy of note that the origin of marriage dates well before recorded history. However, the earliest recorded evidence of marriage ceremonies uniting one woman and one man dates far back as 2350 BC in the Far East. Over the next several years, marriage evolved into a widespread institution embraced by various cultures. Marriage has its earliest origin as a legal contract with the main purpose of forming an alliance between families for either economic or political reasons or both. Now, religions later co-opted this concept. Does it serve a religious function presently, and did it in the past? Sure. But again, just because a religion co-opts something does not mean they invented it or own the idea. Number 2, premarital sex affects marriage. So this, I understand, is somewhat sensitive because of our religious and cultural beliefs, but we shy away from having certain conversations, and in the end it becomes an issue because reality hits and then we realize we never really had all the answers. Now, it's okay for a couple to wait till they are married before they copulate, but that doesn't guarantee the betterment in terms of happiness or peace in their marital life than those who decide to try it out before marriage. If anything, I believe it saves them the possibility of having to deal with stories that touch after marriage when issues of compatibility arise. As sexual intercourse naturally becomes one of the physiological needs among adults, despite our popular emphasis on concepts like purity, having it with the appropriate person does not actually make you an impure person. This informed the theory of Abraham Maslow on the hierarchy of needs to classify it under physiological needs just like clothing, shelter, food, and so on that most of us desire for life's fulfillment. Though some people get themselves involved with sex in ways that are harmful and dangerous, the key is in knowing where to draw the line. So please keep in mind that marrying as a virgin does not guarantee comparative advantage in marriage over those who do not. I believe you are better off knowing what to expect since sex is an integral part of marriage. Please note that this reality does not make premarital sex acceptable from a religious perspective. Number 3, couples who are real with themselves always fight. Now, as with every kind of relationship, a marriage cannot be without quarrels, but then we need to be careful and pay attention so as to know when the relationship is about to become toxic. There is nothing real and healthy about fighting often. In fact, it is an indicator that something is going wrong if a couple hardly ever agree on anything. However, one advantage of quarreling as a couple is that it reveals a lot about your partner, which helps you know how to treat them. A reasonable partner should understand your feelings towards a particular subject, so it's okay to fight about these things, because not speaking about them for adjustment will only pass a wrong message to your partner. Hence, if a particular issue continues to be fought about whenever it comes up, then it's no longer healthy. Number 4, the joy of every marriage is in having kids. In view of the importance attached to parenthood in Africa, it is not surprising that infertility is reported to be considered a major cause of divorce and marital instability. Now, while reproduction is part of the reasons we get married, it should not be the major one. Saying the joy of every marriage is in having kids automatically sends couples who are unable to into a state of depression. Not everyone is going to have biological children. These couples should be able to live and lead a normal life without society making them feel as though they are incomplete or have failed in life. If this saying were true, then no marriage with kids would end up regrettable, but the reverse is the case for many. On the other hand, we also need to be aware of the antinatalists who naturally do not want to have any kids. Such people get married and go on to lead happy lives. Number 5, patience is the key to having a happy marriage. Patience is generally defined as the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. In this sense, one must tolerate everything, from a spouse without working to mitigate the pain or fix the source of the agony in marriage. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't sound to me like something that should be associated with marriage as we know it in this day and time. It is understandable for marriages as they were in the past, especially arranged ones. But today I would say the key to not just marriage but any relationship is being open-minded. This way you are open to anything happening and the option of either staying to fix things or leaving if the heat becomes too unbearable for you. Marriage is not a one-size-fits-all cap, and as such there can never be one secret to its success. People have to individually work on finding out the secret to their own happiness. Marriage should be enjoyed and not endured, unless of course we want to validate the position of those who liken it to being in prison. Number 6, you have to stay in love if you are married. Falling in love with someone is a wonderful, miraculous feeling. When you are in love, you can't stop thinking about this person. You want to spend every moment with him or her. And you feel so happy, thankful, and lucky to have this special person in your life. But still, many of us will agree that in marriage, it gets to where we say you and your spouse go become G's. You know, you won't always catch yourself smiling at the thought of them as you used to when you first met them. But you also still feel strongly about your commitment to them, and you know you still belong with them. This is okay and absolutely normal. It also doesn't necessarily translate into falling out of love. Maybe your definition of love will change a bit, but you are still there. However, sometimes people do actually fall out of love, and even though they once felt so deeply passionate about this person, these feelings can fade away and disappear. Falling out of love is actually not uncommon, as there are different reasons why your love feelings for someone can change and the love you once felt for them goes away. Relationship experts have identified fighting all the time, being in love with someone else, feeling unappreciated by your partner, and betrayal by a partner as some of the reasons people fall out of love. You realize that these are issues some married couples deal with, and somehow they find a way to stay and make it work. Number 7, marriage brings good luck. This narrative is more popular among my people in the North. If someone is of marriageable age and they are not yet married, the advice they get for anything at all is to get married. In fact, some people believe that marriage is a cure for financial instability. While some attribute it to the star of the person they are marrying, others believe it is the act of marriage itself that brings luck. These are few out of many baseless superstitions that we believe in. We could say marriage brings some degree of stability, especially in a society like ours that attaches a lot of importance to marriage. This stability can translate into success if the person involved already had prospects. Number 8, marriage makes a couple a unit and no longer individuals. This is far from the truth. While there are times you need to work as a team, there are also many other times you need to be the individual that you are. Relationship experts believe that when both spouses in a marriage are forced for whatever reason to deny their individual differences, the relationship will always suffer, as individual differences and their manifestations remain naturally unavoidable. Instead of denying such differences, especially the positive ones, partners should better harness such differences into the area of their respective strengths so that each partner can function effectively without necessarily calling for the company of the other. Avoiding this fact is what renders some spouses dysfunctional once the company of their spouse is not forthcoming. Number 9, you can change your partner. Often you hear people advise couples, especially women, on how they can change their spouses. The truth is that changing anything about an adult's behavior has more to do with their willingness to change than your desire for them to change. What is safe is for you to change yourself or the way you respond to that behavior you're trying to change. Surprisingly, you might find that when you change, your relationship changes in ways that actually help you get what you wanted in the first place. Always place the focus of change on what you can change and not what your partner can or cannot. It works for me. Last but not least, number 10. Your partner should be responsible for making you happy. While this is what many of us expect upon starting a relationship, this expectation does a great disservice to us and to our partners. Ensuring your happiness is not always the job of your romantic partner or spouse. It's many times yours. Every day, you need to ensure you do things that make you happy. This way, if life happens to your marriage and there are a few strains here and there, it does not affect you as an individual. It's okay to seek for reciprocal happiness with your spouse, but it's also not selfish to look out for yourself. On this note, I'll leave you with the quote by Barbara De Angelis. The real act of marriage takes place in the heart, not in the ballroom, church, or synagogue. It is a choice you make not just on your wedding day, but over and over again. And that choice is reflected in the way you treat your husband or your wife. That's it on episode 12. Thank you for staying tuned, but please share your thoughts with me about today's musings. Meanwhile, the How is Musings project turns 1 year next month, so we are giving out 5K to 10 people. All you need to do is like, comment, and share this video to qualify. Good luck, guys. For today, I say congratulations to Mama Cecilia Momo from Ankpa in Kogi State. She is our Widow of the Week, and she has earned herself 50,000 naira to aid her provision business, all thanks to our sponsor, William Adebo. Please remember to like and follow me on my social media handles and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until I come your way again next month, is bye for now.